And welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. The website, arhq.com. And it's not just about getting to retirement, getting through retirement, beyond retirement. It's about all that together. And this recent survey by Gallup actually talked to people in retirement and people that were preparing for retirement. And the poll found these differences. People getting ready for retirement, they thought Social Security would make up 35% of their income. In reality, people in retirement found it was more like 60% of their income. 20% thought part-time work would contribute to their bottom line. People actually in retirement found it was more like 3% contributing. People thought they would retire at 65, yet the average age for retirement is 62. And 43% of pre-retirees thought they'd saved enough for a comfortable retirement, but the reality is 77% of those in retirement thought they were doing just fine. Guys, I have to wonder, why is the disconnect between what we think about retirement and the reality of it?
Well, I think a lot of times people just don't understand, how important, say, Social Security can be into being kind of the cornerstone of somebody's retirement. Whether you're what you might refer to as a wealthy individual, whether you're an average everyday Joe, or whether, Social Security is going to be your primary source. If we look at the study that's out there, the Social Security Administration, they put out the Income of the Aged chart book from 2010. If we looked at it, Social Security provided 37% of the total income for a retiree. You had in other sources, people who continued to work past normal retirement age. You had earnings was 30%. You had pensions made up 19%. Asset income made up 11%, and just various other sources to round out that 100%. So with Social Security being kind of the cornerstone of somebody's retirement, there's a couple things that you should do. First and foremost is make sure before you start your Social Security, you get a Social Security optimization report done. What we can do with that report is we'll take your information, exactly what your estimate is from the Social Security office. We'll take your spousal estimate, we'll put it in our software, and we'll help you determine what could be your best approach. Now, we run these numbers all the time for folks, and if you add up what a married couple could receive over the course of a 20 or 30-year retirement between the two of them, Social Security can be $1 million source of total income during the course of a retirement. And the decision that somebody makes between the best or worst case decision on when to draw Social Security can make tens, if not $100,000 of a difference, and make a big difference between an individual. When we look at the numbers that are out there, as of 2021, the maximum monthly Social Security income benefit for an individual who begins benefits at the full retirement age, and normally that's age 66, 67, it's dependent upon the year of birth, is $3,895. Again, people can draw benefits earlier. They can draw benefits at age 62, but you get a lifetime penalty and reduction. So again, one of the key takeaways from this is if you want Social Security to give your family the opportunity to provide the maximum level of benefits, get that Social Security income report. You can get in hold of us. Call in the office, 419-794-3030. We'll provide you that optimization report, be able to kind of help out. And folks, also we have always a couple of upcoming events, whether it's here, whether it's in Illinois. And in those events, we're going to be talking about not only like what we recently talked about as far as the Medicare topic, bringing you up to speed as far as what the changes and myths are with Medicare. We'll be also talking about Social Security optimization and, why there is that big disconnect between what people think about retirement and their income sources and what the realities are. I don't know, Curtis, when you get together with folks, being a comprehensive planner, the topic of Social Security oftentimes comes up as well. Do you find that there's somewhat of a disconnect between people trying to maximize what their level of income is and optimize it versus, drawing benefits just early or thinking that they're going to start it right at retirement time?
Absolutely, Nolan. I see people, unfortunately still make this as an emotional decision sometimes. And if you're not optimizing, one of the biggest and most important decisions of your life financially, you're leaving something on the table perhaps. And so to not run it through software to give you 3 or 5 different variations of what the best strategy is for you and your family just doesn't make sense to me. And unfortunately, there's people out there that still don't even understand that Social Security can be taxed. So there's just a huge disconnect between consumers and what's really going on.
Well, I think a lot of the people that work at the Social Security office are probably fantastic people. But, what people need to realize is when you go to the Social Security office, their job is to try to get you the maximum benefit the day that you apply. They're really prohibited from talking to you about their other financial situation. They're not going to ask you, Curtis, what other assets do you have, like in your 401k? Could you delay Social Security? Tax-wise, would a Roth conversion make sense to do that now before you draw Social Security? Scott, they're not going to come over and they're not going to ask you about your health insurance expenses.
Nope.
They're not going to talk to you about, how Social Security income and how that plays into increased or decreased Medicare cost or health insurance expenses. But really, when you take that comprehensive approach, again, you look at it from the financial planning aspect, you look at from the health insurance aspect, and then coordinate that all together. I think that's how a family is going to try to be able to make the most informed decision. Now, in addition to that, when we go back and we're answering the question about, what is the percent of income that Social Security should be of retirement time, the other thing that I like about Social Security is it's reliable income. Now, granted, I know the U.S. government's in trouble, right? I mean, even on the Social Security statement, they print that the Social Security trust fund is going to be exhausted, but you still have the full backing and faith, and it's been something that, is a government pledge and obligation. And, as a veteran myself and somebody, who served in this country, I would say drawing Social Security early simply because you think that the government is going to go broke and not be able to pay their obligation could force your family into a lifetime penalty. When I look at retirees, and I look at retirees that are vacationing, they're doing stuff, they're spending time with the grandkids, one of the characteristics that I think is their reliable income that they need to cover their minimum monthly income needs. That's like their housing, their food, their living expenses. All of that stuff is covered by having predictable, reliable income. And because Social Security can be such predictable, reliable income, wouldn't you agree that you'd want that number to be as high as possible? In addition to that, by delaying it, you can get these automatic cost of living increases that can be more tax favorable, as you point out, in the future. One of the negatives about Social Security is somewhere between 50 and 85% of Social Security is taxable. But when you take money out of a tax-deferred retirement account, what percentage of that income is taxable?
All of it.
It's 100%, right?
Every single bit,
So
because you've never paid taxes on it.
Never paid taxes. So what's more tax efficient? Paying 100% or paying 50 to 85%, right? The obvious answer is 50 to 85%. And that's the advantage of working with a financial professional, working with a CPA, working with a health insurance professional to kind of put it all together to make it look at your individual situation and know that your individual situation is quite unique than the person at the water cooler, maybe somebody who just talked to you at the Social Security office. And again, there's two specific ways that we can help you right now. And what we can do to help you right now is, first of all, is we can get you the Social Security optimization report. We're going to put your specific numbers in our software, and we're going to run what could be your best approach. We can run, as you point out, 3 or 4 different scenarios. That allows you to make a better educated decision about what might be the best approach on when you and your family decide to draw Social Security. The second thing is continue to learn more about this topic, because once you make a decision, for the most part, unless you make a change pretty quick, it's an irrevocable decision on what you select with your benefits. So before you make something that locks you into what could be a lifetime penalty, the other thing that you can do is come out to one of our upcoming events where we're going to educate you more on this specific topic. The way that we can educate you is you go to our website, arhq.com. Click on the events tab. You're going to find out about some of the upcoming events that we have here and some of the other events that we have at different offices as we travel around and work with folks like Curtis Planning and share those ideas throughout the U.S. We're happy to help out, but it just takes you, our listener, taking that next baby step by giving us a call.
And folks, if you're out there right now and you're frustrated because you don't know how to gap your income, plan for your income if you want to delay Social Security and build that guaranteed income, or if you find yourself just getting frustrated and wanting to claim it early, we're talking to you. You're the type of people that need help, so give us a call.
Again, that number is 419-794-3700. 30/30. This is really where the retirement guys formula comes into play, as helping you figure out how to make that income sustainable throughout your retirement and not necessarily entirely subject to the whims of the market. Again, 419-794-3030. Take advantage of this Social Security Optimization Report. You can also go online to the website to find an event coming up near you, arhq.com.